Jenny Long with Mr. Gasket here at the Roadster Shop in Chicago, Illinois, where we are getting a first-hand look at the Mr. Gasket anniversary build, Lime Crush.
Cars are art. Cars and motorcycles and boats, for that matter, are rolling art.
The cars that we're building are, really the best of the best.
But the more you grasp it, the more you realize it is an art form.
Just the fit and finish of it is huge. I mean, a 66 Suburban, there isn't one on the planet that's going to fit and have the gaps and the paintwork and the panel alignment that this one does.
Well, first of all, we're zigging when everyone else zags. So we wanted to do something that was completely different. And so when we found the 66 Suburban, it provided just a unique platform for us to do something that's different from what everyone else is going to do. It's certainly going to stand out from the crowd when it's done.
Jenny Long with Mr. Gasket. I'm here speaking with Chris, and we're going to be talking about the anniversary build and what we have going on. So Chris, now you're a designer,
Yes.
right? What does that entail?
Basically, I'm in charge of kind of how everything looks here at the shop. Do a lot of the aesthetics for the vehicle builds, the exterior design, interior design, graphics, wheels, parts, components.
What about the union between Mr. Gasket and the shop? How is that working?
Really, really well. They've let us do kind of what we do. They've kind of given their input in it, and they've let us really do what we do best, which is kind of run with the concept. And they came to us with an idea, and we jumped on it and took it from there.
The truck build is just kind of along the lines of what we normally do. Really want to take it to the next level. Started with one of our fast track chassis, give the car the ride, performance, and handling of something like a new car would have. Motor is a 502 GM crate motor that we changed and put some of the Excel fuel injection on to give it the reliability and drivability again of a new car. Should have over 550 horsepower, so it'll be a blast to drive.
Okay, we made it inside the shop, and I am up here where I get a bird's eye view of everything that's going on below. And let me tell you, they really take care of everything from A to Z in-house at the Roadster Shop. And what do you think sets you guys apart here at the shop?
The quality, the craftsmanship.
Yeah, I'd say our attention to detail is one of them.
I think what makes us different, a lot of shops, they try and build show-type cars or show-winning cars. We won't build a car unless it functions properly. So the cars we build, they all start with our chassis, which have a performance type of suspension that we've developed here. And we put these bodies on these chassis, and when the car is complete, not only do you have a gorgeous show car, but you've got a car you could take out on a road course or a racetrack, and it'll run with the best sports cars that are built today.
The project with Mr. Gasket, it's a pretty cool deal. I mean, I've grown up, having Mr. Gasket toy cars, Mr. Gasket stickers, and ever since I was a little kid, I mean, it's a household name. So it was pretty neat when they approached us to build a vehicle for them, and we really went the extra mile with it just because of that, knowing who they are and the presence they have. And it happened to be a pretty unique project that's pretty cool as well. I mean, there's lots of Camaros and Mustangs and things out there, but a 66 Suburban, you just don't see them all the time, especially to the level that we done this one. So just been a really cool partnership and an exciting build.
Jenny Long with Mr. Gasket. I am here talking with Adam, who's going to explain a little bit about sheet metal. How does that work?
We usually car comes in, customer tells us what they want. We go through some ideas. My job is basically to take that idea from a piece of paper and make it into metal. So it goes from the drawing board to me to the table here, and we go and put it on the car.
So is there a lot of creativity and art form behind all of it?
Yeah, there's a lot of thought process that goes into shaping a piece, or trying to take it from the sketch to reality is a little harder than you think.
Myself and a few of the other fabricators, Chad and another John back there, we've jumped in and really done some killer sheet metal work to it, and then obviously with bringing Charlie Hutton in to do the paint work, you know, it's the best of the best. I mean, I like to think that all the best guys in the industry have their hand in it, so the results should be pretty outstanding.
I'm standing right in front of the Mr.Gasket anniversary build, which is a 1966 Suburban with all of the modifications happening right here in the Roadster Shop. They're putting on the final touches now so that they can begin the paint job, which is the next exciting step in this transformation. And tell me, what are you excited about with this anniversary build, with the Suburban? What are you pumped to see?
My biggest thing is the color, that obnoxious green. That's just, I love, when you see something like that, you can't help but look at it, you know, and so that's my biggest thing. We've gapped it, so it's going to look beautiful. It's going to have a great stance, and to have Charlie Hutton come in and paint it, you know it's going to be beautiful.
It's taken me a long time to accept it. I mean, everybody always said you're such an artist, and it takes an artist to do what we do, and I never thought of that. I just thought of being just a body man or a painter, you know, but the more you grasp it, the more you realize it is an art form, you know, and it's like with my guys at the shop, I always explain to them, it's like, you know, it's like body working a ball. How would you body work that ball? You're creating shapes. You don't sand for the sake of sanding, you sand for the sake of creating something. Honestly, there's so much detail involved when you're getting a car prepped, ready for paint. And that's, I guess, kind of what I've been known for is my detail, because I am a detail fanatic. You know, I mean, the fit and finish of a car is extremely crucial to me. You know, getting the gaps perfectly, you know, set so they're equal all the way around. You know, making sure all the panels are flushed, you know, and no thick and thin edges on door edges and so forth. So to me, it's all in the details, because you can have the worst bodywork job and put a beautiful paint job on it, and it still looks bad.
After hours and hours of sanding and prep work, it's finally time to be wheeled into the paint shop, where Charlie Hutton will begin painting using the signature Mr.Gasket green.
I can't wait for them to debut it at SEMA. I really can't. You know, I mean, just for Mr. Gasket, you know, I'm excited that they're excited about it.
Well, what I'd love to see is a huge crowd of people around the vehicle. And when we show cars and we put them in car shows, when you see a smile on the people's faces, then we know that we've done our job correctly.
Lime Crush is finally ready to go out the door. How do you feel?
I feel really excited, anxious to get this thing out there and see what everybody else thinks of it. And it's an incredible truck, and we're blown away by it, so I think it'll have a huge impact at the SEMA show.
Lime Crush is ready to roll out the door. Tell me, what are your thoughts?
By far the nicest truck I've ever built. I've been in the hot rod industry for 13 years, and it says a lot, and it's stepping out on a limb, but this is by far the coolest and the nicest vehicle I've ever had my hands on.
That is a great honor. Wow. What exactly did you work on?
I helped with the final assembly. After the truck was finished in the back and all the paint and body work were done, it comes up front, and it's in a million pieces, so it's time to start putting the puzzle together. So that was, I got the honor of doing that.
Yeah, I think it came out great. We certainly underestimated the amount of work it was going to take, but the finished product, I think it shows it. So I'm real happy with the way it came out.
What do you think about this green?
The green, you know, at first I was a little taken back by the color that we were going to be spraying on the truck, but it's hard not to like it. I mean, you look at it and it puts a smile on your face. It's a cool color. It doesn't do it any justice sitting in here. When you get it out in the sunlight, it's just an awesome color, so I really like it.
You know, the color, the interior, the wheels, the stance, everything about this car just screams badass, and that's just everything the Roadster Shop's about.
Okay, let's talk about some of the details of this whole build.
Well, the guys at the Roadster Shop, they have an eye for detail, and they are really into it. And they've done things to this thing that I certainly wouldn't have even thought of. If you look at the rack that they have the surfboards mounted on, the rack has angles on it that match the angles on the pillars of the roof. And the leather straps that hold the surfboards down, for example. When you go inside, you'll look at the teak decking, but you'll see little things that the normal eye just wouldn't see. By the way, the body itself, you may not realize, but this is radically changed from a stock Suburban.
Now I hear, rumor has it, you're going to take this thing out for a spin.
I asked Phil if he'd let me drive it a little bit. Yes.
Of course he said yes, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And so I'm wondering if you have room for maybe a passenger.
Maybe, if you're nice.
We'll see what we can work out.
Let's go for a spin. All right.
Well, I hope you've enjoyed a behind-the-scenes look at Mr. Gasket's Lime Crush. For more information, check us out online at mr-gasket.com.